Well, Cancer, apologies. I know some of you have been waiting for this, and it was stupid oversight. Usually when I animate the chart, I reset it to September 1st, and when I did the Gemini reading, I had overlooked that it was already at September 30. So I just pressed play, and I was actually doing an October reading. But anyhow, let's start it again. Thanks for your patience. It is an important month, so I wanted to bring your attention to this. You know, we have seen this seventh house of your horoscope very much focusing your attention on relationships. You notice the retrograde planets all over here. This one here, Uranus, Neptune, Jupiter's direct. And the good news is that Mars, which has been sitting in this marital and relationship and PR area of your horoscope, has now also, bang, gone direct. Could there be some coincidence that if we pull this around, that on the 6th, I think, yep, there it is, there's the 6th, that we have this incredible trine aspect from Mercury here in its own exalted sign of Virgo. This is your third house of communications, with the Sun also here, making this aspect to this troublesome Saturn. And look at that, it happens right at that point where Saturn is going to go direct. So whatever's been holding you back here in terms of your relationships, Cancer, this is an excellent month, and I'm double checking here. It is September. The communication should be, I'm not going to say it's the cause, but maybe the arguments are the cause, or the challenges that you've had. In any case, the communication energy that I'm seeing here is going to be part and parcel of what forces these planets to move forward, and then to create some resolution in your life. Now, I'm going to pinpoint that for you, and you look at the moon transiting here just on the 9th and 10th, the new moon taking place again. This time the moon is going to, well, firstly it will form these favourable aspects to Saturn, then to Pluto, and then to Mars here. So this is showing us the start of new things for you. The new moon is always indicative of some shift in energy, and if you've been waiting for that, which you probably have been, with Mars, Pluto and Saturn being retrograde, again these are revisionary positions of the planets. And when you've got three planets, two or three here, we see three in the 7th house, three here in the 3rd house, indicating communication with those that you're in partnership, those you're intimately connected with. I'm also sort of glancing off sideways here to look at the transit chart to give you a little bit more information. You notice here that you've got will have had for, from around the 8th or a little bit earlier even, this opposition aspect, again from this communication sphere. It could be that you're finding it difficult to articulate what it is you have to say, what angle to take, especially if you've had this very powerful retrogressive sort of energy in the 7th house. You could be treading on eggshells, so that's natural. But I think my approach here is that because the Sun is involved, then this really relates to you just simply speaking from the heart and approaching whoever it is that you need to deal with humility. That should do the trick. Against all of this stuff that looks fairly challenging, you've got this amazing combination here. Look here too, I'm just checking here, on September 9, just at that new moon point, Venus moves into your 5th house of love affairs, children, creativity. So you see there's often a thematic sort of thing going on. These other factors that are underpinning what we see here. So this is really, really good. It actually also brings with it some good fortune. Now, on the financial side of things, this is definitely a speculative arena. This is an area where you can really push the envelope. You can push beyond the limits. And here you'll be lucky. And this is a transit that's going to intensify over the next few weeks. As you see, it's the main transit here also that in terms of your love affairs, you see there's an opposition. You've got a couple of oppositions here, and that's not a bad thing, along with these squares, which are not necessarily, but that can be a little bit troublesome because, again, these are very explosive planets, and that's occurring around this time as well. But the challenging aspects can actually give you the fuel that you need to propel you forward. You know, I've often seen in horoscopes people become rather complacent when they don't have those challenging aspects. It becomes a little bit too easy to rest on your laurels. So there you have it. The triangular aspects here, I think in some ways, nicely balanced by these challenges here. And you'll notice that most of it is converging again on this 7th house of relationships. That has to do with business partnerships as well. So it needn't just be focused on love and romance, although these two planets add extra weight to these three. This is marriage, this is romance, and love affairs. By the way, this is short journeys, travels, so there's a lot of energy in this area. Thinking, phone calls, writing. Mercury gets stronger and stronger here up to its 15th degree, the middle of the sign. So you can utilize that energy to write, send emails, catch up on all of that correspondence that you have maybe left sitting in your in tray. Here again, around the 17th and 18th, you'll notice just before that Mars moving into the 8th house. That's a sigh of relief. It moves into the 8th house of sexuality and finances and shared resources. So there'll be a distinct shift there just after the middle of the month. May still have a few of these relationship issues to deal with Moon there moving through this area. Some nice sort of spiritual stuff here. I know some of you are into that. The Moon and Neptune in the 9th house is great to, get your yoga mat out, sit there, do some meditation, do some study. That'll give you a lot of pleasure. Work is on the cards there around the 25th, 26th, and an unexpected sort of energy, which you're going to see every month now for quite a while, over the next 5 or 6 years, with Uranus in your 11th house of friendships, profitability, and life ideals, with Moon touching this every 28 days or so. In fact, I think you'll notice at the beginning of the reading, it was there as well. So it's a double whammy. It starts there and sort of finishes the month thereabouts, then moves to the lower key 12th house on the last day of the month, where you're probably going to need a lot of rest and downtime from all this energy you've had here. But not to worry, that's not bad either. This downtime is a nice sort of convergence of energies. You'll notice here that the Sun and Mercury move out around the 23rd, 24th, into, let me be precise on that, 22nd, 23rd, into the 4th house of domestic activities. Family activities will be stronger on your mind. And this low-key Moon, I think, gives you the opportunity to just shut out all this other stuff for just a few days and give attention to where it's needed there. I'm glad we got it right this time. Thanks for your notes, and again, apologies. Don't forget to stop off at astrology.com.au. Check out what we've got going on there. Subscribe, drop me a note. Always love to hear your messages, and I'll see you here same time next month. Bye-bye for now.